If you bought a Vancouver presale condo in the last 5 years, or if you're about to put a deposit on one this summer, you need to see this video before you do anything else, because the entire presale industry in this city just hit a number that has never happened in modern history. In the first quarter of this year, Metro Vancouver recorded 0 concrete project launches. The same quarter 1 year earlier, that number was 152 according to Business in Vancouver, and that data has been confirmed by MLA Canada, who tracks this for a living. And it gets worse, because there are nearly 4,000 finished condo units sitting completed and unsold across the city right now, and at least 12 major Metro Vancouver projects were quietly canceled or indefinitely shelved in the last 12 months. And here's the part nobody in this industry is going to say out loud on camera, because the reason this happened has almost nothing to do with interest rates, and it has everything to do with one single buyer who just walked away and is not coming back. Now, I want to be very careful here, because there are a lot of people on YouTube right now telling you the entire Vancouver real estate market is in free fall, and the truth is more nuanced than that. The Vancouver detached market is actually starting to firm up. The Vancouver resale condo market is soft but functional. The piece that is genuinely structurally broken right now is the presale model itself, and that is what this video is all about. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to walk you through 3 things. Number 1, exactly what the data says and where it comes from. Number 2, why the specific buyer who was funding this entire model walked away and is not coming back. And number 3, what this actually means for you, depending on whether you already own a presale, you are about to buy one, or you are shopping resale and wondering if the same dynamics are coming for that segment as well. The reason I'm telling you this is that for the last decade, presale condos were marketed in this city as a guaranteed way to build wealth, where people put their down payments in, waited 2 or 3 years, and walked into completion with a unit already worth more than what they paid for it. That model is well over, and the question is whether you find out the easy way by watching this video, or the hard way by closing on a unit that no longer pencils on the math the developer originally pitched you. Most of the videos you will see on this topic from the other channels are designed to scare you, and that is not what this is going to be. The question I am answering is simple. Is the Vancouver presale segment in a temporary pause that will recover on its own, or is it in a structural shift that requires a completely different strategy if you are already exposed to it? And I'm going to give you my honest read with the data on the screen. The one signal I promised you at the end, the one that tells you whether your specific contract is salvageable, that is the very last thing I will show you, because it builds on everything else I'm about to walk through. And from my experience, having sold over $97 million of Vancouver real estate, number 1, let me show you the actual numbers and where they came from, because this is the part of the headlines have not quite caught up to. As mentioned right off the top, Metro Vancouver so far this year recorded 0 concrete project launches. In the same quarter compared to last year, there's 152 of them, which is just wild if you think about that. On top of 0 launches, there are 3,945 completed and unsold condo units sitting in inventory across Metro Vancouver as of the end of this quarter, which means the buildings are done, the plumbing is in, the cabinets are installed, and the units are now sitting empty. On top of that, at least 12 major Metro Vancouver condo projects were quietly canceled or indefinitely postponed in the last 12 months. In any other cycle, you would expect these projects to come back to market a year or 2 later, but the difference this time is that developers are not waiting it out. Many of them are converting their planned strata buildings into purpose-built rentals, because the strata sales math no longer works at all. And honestly, that is the very first signal that what you are looking at is not a cyclical pause, it is a structural reset. There are countless stories across the marketplace where buyers have put a deposit on brand new presale condos across Vancouver back in 2021, with completion dates scheduled for this spring, and those projects are still going to be built, but the developer's original marketing pitch about a guaranteed lift at completion has not aged well, and that is what is plaguing so many people here right now, and why you're starting to see these forced assignments and these forced sales. Unfortunately, that type of buyer is not unique, and there are thousands of people in the city right now in the exact same position, which is exactly why I wanted to make this video. Number 2, the reason the presale market broke is one specific buyer who walked out, and that buyer is the investor. Now, for those of you who don't know, for roughly a decade between 2014 and 2023, the Vancouver presale market was driven by investor buyers, not end users. People who bought a presale were buying it to rent out at completion, or to flip the contract on assignment before completion to somebody else. They were never going to live in those units, and the unit was a financial instrument, not a home. And that math worked for a very long time in Vancouver, Vancouver because rents were climbing, interest rates were near zero, and prices on assignments kept going up year over year. That math is now gone, and four things happened at the same time to kill it completely. Rates went from sub 2% to well over 5% and back down to 2.25%, and the path does not undo the damage to the holding costs on the way up. OSFI tightened the qualifying rules for investor mortgages, so borrowing power on a rental property is materially lower than it used to be as well. BC brought in the home flipping tax, which kneecapped the assignment market by taxing any sale within 2 years, and rents in the city are down anywhere from 7 to 12% year over year, with new lease rates down 3.5% according to the Yardi data in the Edge report. When you stack those four things on top of each other, the pre-sale investor cannot make the numbers work on day one, and that is why they walked away. The end user is not stepping in to replace them at the same volume, because end users do not want to wait 3 years for a unit that they can buy finished resale today at a lower price with a kitchen they can actually cook in and a king size bed they can actually sleep in. That is the structural break, and that is what makes this very different from any pre-sale slowdown we have seen in past cycles. Number 3, and this is where the data from the Edge report and from federal sources gets really interesting. The federal government tightened up immigration rules sharply in 2025, and according to IRCC data published last week, temporary resident admissions are down 39% year over year and down 80% from 2024 levels. I want to be careful here because the immigration story has been politicized to death, but the math on this part is not political whatsoever. Vancouver presale condos were heavily marketed to international student parents, temporary worker families, and people on a path to permanent residency. And when you cut that pipeline by 80%, you remove a massive slice of the marginal buyer that compounds on top of the investor walking away. On the financing side of things, you got worse as well. There was a private lender called Mortgage Company of Canada with about $1.2 billion of loans on the books. And last week, they sent a letter to shareholders halting distributions and redemptions because losses were running faster than expected. That matters because the private lending space, the MIC space, is what normally provides rescue capital when borrowers at the big banks get into trouble. And when that liquidity dries up, the stress shows up on the big bank balance sheet next. BC is already leading the country on mortgage delinquencies, up 14% just over the last 3 months. Number 4, and this is honestly the line from the regulator that I think every Vancouver presale holder should read before they make their decision. In OSFI's annual risk outlook published in April, the regulator that supervises every major Canadian bank wrote, and I'm quoting them directly here, many new condos are now worth less than their presale purchase prices. That is the bank regulator acknowledging in writing that the contract value of these units is in many cases higher than the market value at completion. And what that triggers at the bank is something called the appraisal gap. If you signed a contract back in 2021 for a unit worth materially less today, the bank that was supposed to give you a mortgage at completion is going to lend on the lower of the appraised value or the contract value, which means you might have to bring tens of thousands of dollars to closing that you never planned to. From my experience in construction for 11 years, I can tell you a finished building does not generate revenue for the developer until it actually closes. And developers will negotiate to make that closing happen, but only with a buyer who understands their own position in the contract. Most buyers do not, and that is why this video matters. Number 5, and this is the piece that genuinely matters if you are sitting on the sidelines wondering whether the resale condo market is heading the exact same direction. The honest answer is no, but with a caveat. Resale condos are a fundamentally different segment than presale because resale buyers can see the unit, the building, the strata depreciation report, Form B, and the actual carrying costs before they write an offer. And they are mostly end users, not investors. The resale condo segment is soft right now, but it is not structurally broken in the same way as the presale market. April resale condo sales were down 10.7% year over year, according to Greater Vancouver Realtors, which is meaningful softness, but it is a market that is still functioning. The presale model, on the other hand, was structurally dependent on investor capital that has now left Vancouver. If you're thinking about a resale condo, the playbook is buy carefully, right below ask for the inspection, take your time, and you have plenty of choice in front of you. If you're thinking about a presale, the playbook is fundamentally different, and that brings me to the part I promised you at the start. If you already own a presale and you are trying to figure out whether it is salvageable, pull out your purchase contract today and find the section called the assignment provision. That single section will tell you whether the developer has given you the right to assign your contract to another buyer before completion and what the terms and the developer consent requires actually are. Here's what most people don't understand. If your contract allows assignment and the market prices drop materially below your contract price, you have a number of strategies available to you that do not involve closing on a unit that is underwater on day one. You can negotiate an extended completion to buy yourself time for the market to firm up, which I don't think it will anytime soon, and to give you some time to come up with some more funds. You can negotiate a contract price reduction with the developer, which they will sometimes accept rather than the risk of losing the deposit chain through the entire building. You can assign the unit at a discount and at least cap your loss. Or you can walk away from your deposit, which is the worst option, but it's sometimes the right one. If your contract does not allow assignment, your options narrow significantly, and the conversation needs to be with the lawyer this week, not next month. Here is your 3-step action plan if you're exposed to a Vancouver presale right now. Step 1, pull your contract today, find that assignment provision I spoke about, and read it twice with a highlighter. Step 2, get an independent appraisal on the unit in its current market, not the number the developer or the marketing team is telling you it is worth. And step 3, call a real estate lawyer and a realtor who specifically understands the presale market in the city and have them walk you through your options before completion forces the conversation for you.